Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So a few days ago I published an episode to my channel where I explained the process of going about trying to find keywords to formulate into a long tail keyword phrase to help you get your designs ranking higher in Redbubble Search. And the response that I got for it was absolutely amazing. I want to thank each and every one of you who took the time to watch and comment on the episode. I'm really glad I was able to help you. But I was struck by a particular comment in a positive way from one of the followers who watched the episode who stated, hey, can you actually do an episode where you are actually showing how to come up with keywords for text-related designs? I thought, hey, what a fantastic idea. If it's something which people really need help with, then I'm here to serve. And so today's episode, I'm going to be covering that. Now, before we hop into the introduction, I just want to give a little bit of a synopsis of how I went about going about doing this. So after deciding to actually create this particular video, I sent out a call to my followers on Instagram and Facebook, and I said, listen, I want to create an episode where I'm going to be showing how to come up with keywords for text designs, but I don't want to do it for one of my own designs because I want to be able to help others to succeed with their own respective businesses as well. So if there's anybody who would like help in me analyzing their tags, their titles, and the descriptions on this particular episode, please send me your design. And in fact, I had two people who basically got back to me instantaneously within a few seconds of each other, and I thought it would be a great idea to analyze and show the keyword tags for both designs. One is a holiday related text design and the other one is a more of a motivational quote design. So what's going to happen is I'm going to put the timestamp for the motivational quote design because I'm going to be covering the holiday text design first. So if you want to hop onto that one, just click on the timestamp and you can go on to it. Or if you want to watch both, which I would highly recommend, then hopefully this video will provide you with a lot of value and a lot of insight into how you can go about finding great keyword tags for your text designs. So stay tuned. Now, before we continue with today's episode, the fact that you're here gives indication that you are interested in all things pertaining to print on demand. For that, welcome to this channel. I really hope that you get a lot of value from this episode and indeed from all of the episodes on my channel. But before we continue, please don't forget to smash that like button, click on the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a video to my channel. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and my goal is to help you take your print-on-demand business to a new height, to gain more customers to your shop, and hopefully to land more sales. So with that said, let's hop over to my computer and begin with today's analysis. Hi, so welcome back to my computer, and let's take a look at my screen here so that we can actually begin with the analysis of the first holiday design. Just as a reminder, I'm putting on the timestamp for the start of the analysis of the motivational quote so that you can actually cue the video forward should you want to skip this part. Okay, so the name of the shop that we are going to be using the design from is Jason Nguyen 22. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. If I didn't, I apologize. And as you can see here, this is the text-related design that we're talking about. Spooky time, which obviously relates to the time of Halloween. Okay, so the title of the design was Spooky Time for Scary Ghosts. We have the design link. And the description used, which wasn't a real bad one, is Halloween's getting close, prepare yourself. This design is perfect for those who love Halloween and ghosts. It can be gifted to your kids, sister, brother, best friend, or anyone who loves Halloween and ghosts as well. Grab it now, don't hesitate. Okay, so we're going to actually talk about the description a little later in this episode. Now, let's take a look at the number of tags used, and as you can see here, we have 12 tags, which is a little shy of the 14 to 17 tags that I usually advocate for, but not the end of the world. When we get to actually listing the long-term keyword phrases, we're going to take care of that with no problem. Okay, so let's take a look at the tags used in the original listing and what kind of results Redbubble came back with at the time of publishing. So obviously Halloween was used, and obviously that's a logical keyword to use, but if you look at the results that came back on Redbubble, we had over 1 million results obviously for that keyword, which would make being found next to impossible. Okay, and then we had Halloween Spirit, which was 51,000. Halloween Scary Ghost, which out of the whole batch was the only long-term keyword phrase, but even that one brought back a result of 155,000 plus. And then we've got scary, horror, spooky, ghost, death, spirit, witch, magic, and dark, all of which brought back well over 300,000 results respectively for each keyword. So let's take a look at analyzing it on page 2. And obviously, as you can see, all of the results are highlighted in red, and the reason for this is because all of the keyword tags brought back results well over 1,000. Now, if you've been following my channel for some time now, you know that I try to shoot for keywords or keyword phrases where the number of results that come back is 1,000 or less. Why? Because I want to make sure that the designs that I upload and the relevant keyword phrases that I associate with that design are going to put me in a position that is going to allow me to be seen more frequently by visiting customers. It makes no sense to me, or I hope to you, to put a keyword result to a design where it's going to be so large that the prospect of a customer finding your design in a sea of designs is going to be next to nothing. And obviously you'll be shooting yourself in the foot by doing so, because understandably, if people don't find your design, well, how are they going to be able to consider whether or not it's worth buying? So we want to put ourselves in a good position, whether it's a text-oriented design, whether it's a graphic design, or a mixture of both, to make sure that we are going to be seen as much as possible in Redbubble Search as we possibly can. So obviously, these keywords, a lot of them are relevant to the design, with maybe the exception of dark and magic from my perspective, my opinion. But as you can see, the result pool is far too large. So we need to basically revamp all of these keywords to put this design in a better position of being seen. So let's hop over to page 3 here. Now, as you all well know, for those of you who've been following my channel, I always like to come up with 3 categories when I'm coming up with my keywords, so that I will be able to see not only the text design itself, the style, and even any emotional resonance that I might receive from looking at the design. And the idea here is to come up with as many different keywords that I can actually mix and match, put together, so that I can come up with a long-term keyword phrase that makes sense, that could also be a potential keyword phrase that a customer could actually key into as well. Now, I just want to stop here for a moment and just remind everybody that on mobile phones, I'm sure you all know this, but there's also a function that when people are searching for anything on Google or any other search engine, they can actually use the audio function on it. So they're basically clicking the audio button, speaking to their mobile, and it's being translated into text, and obviously the search is being done. So when you're coming up with keyword phrases, you also want to keep in mind, what is it that customers could actually vocalize to their mobile phone for Google or Redbubble or any other search engine for that matter to actually utilize in a search to get one's designs up in front of their faces on their mobile screen. Okay, so you always want to make sure that you keep that in mind too. It's not just a question of what is it that they could type, but nowadays it's also what is it that they could vocalize to their mobile devices for them to find a quick and easy way to search anything and everything on the internet. Okay, so let's take a look at about the text. Now, I tried to get away from some of the keywords that were already listed in the original text just to come up with some different ideas here. I did keep a few of them, but again, as I've always stated, it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to use all of the keywords. In this particular stage, we're just brainstorming to come up with as many ideas as we possibly can. So, we'll just go through them very quickly. We've got Halloween, that's a no-brainer. Creepy, chilling, dread, fearsome, spine-chilling, blood-curdling, spine-tingling, supernatural, ghostly, apparition, specter. For kids, I'll explain a little bit more about that later. Occult, death, dead, and story. Now, in terms about the style, there wasn't too much that I could actually elaborate on. There was that dripping, that blood-curdling dripping effect, so obviously I just typed in dripping there. And in terms of the emotional resonance, frightening, scary, a spooky world. Okay, I repeated scary again. Let's get rid of that one. So we'll just copy and paste that up over there. Eerie, weird, and atmosphere. Now, you might say, well, where did you come up with these particular keywords? Well, as you can see here at the top, these keywords were researched from Google, dictionary.cambridge.org, thesaurus.com, and urbandictionary.com. And yes, a lot of them are dictionaries, but what I did is that I wanted to try and find synonyms and any other kind of descriptive words pertaining to Halloween just to get the creative juices flowing in terms of long tail keyword phrase formulation. Okay, so let's take a look at how I use these keywords in the next page. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to suggest the following keyword phrases. Now, first and foremost, we can ignore these numbers here. First and foremost, Jason, the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to insert your store name in the tags of all of your designs. For those of you who have been following my channel, you will know that when you put your shop name as one of your tags, if somebody comes across your store name and remembers it but doesn't remember the name of the design that they saw, if they go ahead and type in your store name as one of the keywords in the search field on Redbubble, then Redbubble is going to search all of the designs for your shop name because you've used it as a keyword, and it will return any and all of your designs to a potential customer on the Redbubble listing, and they can actually see the design that they were looking for and maybe perhaps even scope through and scour through all of your other designs and perhaps maybe even increase the potential of making more than one sale. So don't leave money on the table. Don't let yourself down in that respect. Go in and start keying in your shop name into your tags. Okay, so now the next batch of keywords, all right, I've listed from the smallest amount of results, which is obviously going to allow for your design to rank higher in Redbubble search, all the way down to the highest, but if you'll notice, all of them are well under 1,000 results. So let's go through them quickly. We've got eerie Halloween for kids. Now, I thought of putting in the keywords for kids because traditionally Halloween is a time for kids to go out trick-or-treating, to have fun, get dressed up, and really go to town with the whole spooky holiday season. So by putting eerie Halloween for kids, it brought back a result of 29. So if you had to go in and put this keyword phrase into your design, look how high you are going to be ranking for that particular keyword. And in truth, it isn't an impossible combination of keywords that a potential customer could key in search of a cool Halloween design. Now the second one, we've got spooky excitement, 33, eerie and chilling, 58 results, spooky supernatural time, 91 results, spooky ghostly time, 147. You will note that I did include spooky frequently on, but I wanted Redbubble to focus on these long tail keyword phrases with the use of the word spooky to make sure that obviously the results coming back are going to be contained and obviously allow for you to rank higher in Redbubble search. Now we've got weird spooky time, 187, spooky creepy Halloween time for kids, 191, eerie occult Halloween, 451, spooky imagination, 462, ghostly death Halloween, 703, spooky story time, 808, and frightening atmosphere, 890 results. So you've got a nice batch of keyword phrases that you could actually utilize for your design and obviously to help your design rank higher in Redbubble search. Now, in terms of a suggested title, if we just hop back to page 1, your title was Spooky Time for Scary Ghosts. Well, you used Spooky Time, which was the text in the design. That's absolutely fine. But for Scary Ghosts is a little bit misleading. So what I suggest that you do is that you actually rephrase to Spooky Time for Halloween fans. Okay, Halloween obviously has ghosts, witches, vampires, werewolves, mummies, and the whole caboodle. But in truth, you want to actually target fans of Halloween. So by keying in Halloween fans in your title, you are actually enriching your title to help the Redbubble algorithm to know to whom to show your design to. Okay, so you don't want to leave money on the table with respect to that either. Make sure that you have some great keywords in your title that's going to be focused and relevant and pertinent to the design that you've created, be it text design or otherwise. Now, we have your original description here, which I'm not going to read again because we already read through it earlier in this episode. And here's the new suggested description that I obviously am putting on the table for you. Spooky time. Okay, that is the title, that is what is on the shirt. That is going to also help Google rank your design in its search engine too as well. So spooky time, there is never a better time for spine-tingling, eerie situations that get the neck hair standing on edge. Okay, so you're setting the scene in your description for potential customers to consider. Here is a fun Halloween text design in a blood-dripping font that is great for people of all ages. So whether it's for kids or for adults, it's applicable. It isn't too scary that kids wouldn't consider wearing it. Okay? Whether on a pillow, hoodie, or any other product, this design makes a great gift for anyone who loves Halloween, the scariest time of the year. So if you go through this description, it's filled with keywords that Redbubble and Google can use to index your design and show it to customers. Also, there's that little psychological aspect, that psychological lead-in, where you are telling customers, hey, maybe you actually visited this particular design for a t-shirt, but did you stop and consider maybe how it would look on a pillow in a living room within your house, or on a hoodie as you're walking out on a cold Halloween evening? Perhaps it could be a cool design for moms or dads who are escorting their children around the town going trick-or-treating. So you're actually fitting in with the theme of the night by saying spooky time. Or any other product that obviously the seller has activated on Redbubble. So you always want to make sure that you're giving some meat and potatoes in your description so that when customers are actually reading through it, you're actually leading them to perhaps maybe a certain product or products that you would like them to buy. So that's basically it for this particular text design. As you can see, we've markedly brought down the number of results for the keyword phrases to obviously help get this particular design ranking higher in Redbubble Search. Okay, so the second design that we're going to be analyzing in today's episode is a motivational quote text design. Now, these particular designs are a little bit more challenging when it comes to formulating keyword phrases for them, but not impossible. With a little bit of thought, a little bit of patience, and a little bit of thinking outside of the box, there's no reason in my mind why great long-term keyword phrases cannot be formulated for any kind of text-related design, be it motivational, inspirational, or otherwise. So today we're going to be looking at a design called You Are Stronger Than You Think, and the name of the shop that it comes from is Twily's Tees. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And the title of the design is Motivational Quote Strength. We'll take a look at that a little later on in this segment of the episode. The description used is motivational quote, you are stronger than you know. Not a bad description, but I have a feeling that we can improve upon it later on in the episode. Now, again, I went through all of the results that Redbubble produced at the time of publishing for the quotes that this particular seller included on his listing. And as you can see here, we have 14 tags, which is a good number. I always advocate for 14 to 17 keywords. And we have all of these tags over here, with one of the tags bringing back a result of 2,236,000 plus results, and obviously with the last one bringing back a result of only 4. So let's analyze these tags a little deeper. Okay, so as we stated earlier, the word quote, which is a very generic tag, brought back this particular result, and the idea of it being utilized to find a design, well, it is possible that it could be used, but the result pool is far too large, and the thought of actually being found in a sea of designs is probably going to be next to nothing. Now, the other keywords which I highlighted in red were motivation, strength, better you, and word art motivation. And again, all of them brought back results more than 1,000. So from my perspective and in my opinion, these are not great keywords to be using for your text-based design. Again, because the pool is far too large for your design to be seen in. Now, at the flip end of the spectrum, we've got Steiger, which, to be very honest with you, confused me a little bit too. I'm not really familiar with that word. And I thought to myself, well, if I'm not familiar with that word, what is the likelihood of other people, customers, being familiar with this word to utilize to find this particular design? And obviously I concluded that not really, particularly in light of the fact that there were only 4 results, and when I looked into it, the only 4 results were your own designs. So you don't want to waste your valuable keyword slots on words which are really not going to allow you to be seen, but at the same time where people aren't actually going to use to find your design too as well. So it's obviously both ends of the spectrum that you need to consider. You always want to try to shoot for somewhere closer to the center. Now, You also use, I'm suspecting there's the word positivity, but because of the fact that there was a spelling mistake in it, it only brought back 4 results, and again, they were your own design. So guys, it's very important that when you are typing and inserting in your keywords that you make sure that you spell check them to make sure that you don't have any spelling mistakes, because those spelling mistakes could be the difference between being found and being lost in the abyss. Now, in this particular design, we've got 3 keywords that fall within my amber section. Those being the ones closest to 1,000 but that are over 1,000. Now, as you can see here, we have personal mindset, which came back with 1,626 results. Personal strength 1,325, and best face forward, which was 1,017 results. Now I put them in amber because when I went to look through them, I actually found your design ranking high up in the results for these 3 keywords, and when that happens, I definitely do not want to touch them. You're ranking high. It's possible that maybe you've made sales through this particular use of the keyword, and then obviously the Redbubble algorithm is rewarding you by actually bringing up your design higher in Redbubble rank. And when that is the case, you definitely don't want to touch those and keep them where they are. Now, in terms of the green keyword phrases or keywords, those being the ones 1,000 and under, we have you are stronger than you think, okay, which brought back 934 results. Personal gain 688. Motivation is in the mindset 356, and find strength in yourself, which obviously brought back 16 results. And again, you are ranking quite high for all 4 keywords. So we're not going to touch those. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and come up with some keyword phrases to replace those which are highlighted in red. Okay, so let's hop over to page 3 here, and we're going to take a look at the My Suggested Keyword section. And for this particular text design, I used Google, okay, a website called successconsciousness.com, and another website called motivateamazebegreat.com. And again, these came simply by Googling motivation, inspiration, stronger than you think in Google, and obviously seeing what kind of websites were brought up, going through them, seeing if there are any keywords within the articles that were presented that I could potentially use. And hey, at the same time, I was also learning something and enriching myself through reading these particular articles. So hey, it's a win-win situation. Okay, now in terms of about the text, we've got encouragement, incentive, persuasive, drive, inspirational, dynamic, rousing, stimulating, mind-blowing, stirring, meaningful, insightful, advice, perspective, consistent, and focus-driven. Okay, quite a mouthful, but these were all great keywords that came from looking at these 3 particular websites. In terms of looking at the style of design, we have some cursive fonts. It's bold, optimistic, it's bright, and obviously it's communicating a particular message. In terms of an emotional resonance, well, there were quite a few too as well that I felt really went well with this particular design. So we've got get up and go, right stuff, exciting, passionate, wisdom, happy, mood changing, handy, uplifting, positive thinking, become who you are, state of mind, attention grabbing, life defining, and daily incantation. Now these really came heavily from the Success Consciousness and Motivate, Amaze, Be Great websites that, you know, maybe I would have considered some of them just off the cuff if I would have, you know, stopped for a moment and thought about it. But these websites really presented some great keywords that maybe perhaps I would have missed on. And that's the beauty of actually taking the time and researching what kind of keywords you want to use for your designs to get your designs seen by customers. And guys, that's what it's all about. Getting seen by customers to increase those potential sales. Particularly now at the time of publishing this episode, when we are just starting the 4th quarter, the time of the year where the most online sales are made. You don't want to lose out. Okay, so let's take a look to see how we combine some of these keywords into some new long-term keyword phrases to help this design rank higher in Redbubble Search. So we're going to pop over to page 4 here. I'm really excited. This is something I absolutely love doing. I mean, the designing is great, but sometimes actually coming up with the keyword phrases that I know are going to help my designs rank higher in Redbubble Search and actually increase the potential of landing more sales, it's amazing. And I hope the same will be said for you once you start getting used to the idea of doing this for yourself too. Okay, so again, as I stated earlier on in the episode with the other seller's design, I want you to actually put your shop name in the keyword tags. Okay, I'm going to harp on this over and over again each time I create an episode about this because I want to drill this across and get you guys used to the idea of putting your shop name in the keyword tags. Okay, I actually typed it up and 7 results came. So you're a lot better than the previous seller. At least you had 7 designs with your shop name in the keywords. But I want you to increase that. And if you've got, I don't know, 100 designs, 300 designs, or whatever many designs you have in your shop, when I actually visit this particular design in your shop in a few months' time, I want to challenge you to make me see that result really go up, okay, in terms of number. Okay, so the next keyword phrase, find strength in yourself, brought back a result of 16. So you would definitely rank higher for that particular keyword phrase. Stimulating, uplifting quote. We're not wrong. It is a stimulating and uplifting quote. It's relevant. Only 17 results to date at the time of publishing. Why not be number 18? Get yourself ranking high up there so that if anybody else decides to use this keyword phrase, you're still going to rank higher. Life defining. Bold, optimistic wisdom, 35. Inspirational, dynamic quote, 64. Now we're jumping a little bit higher here, but there's still good action and there's competition, but not competition like 2 million results. Mind-blowing quote. You know, for some people it might be mind-blowing that they're seeing and reading this on a daily basis. Motivation is in the mindset, 356 results. Meaningful quote advice, 491. Meaningful positive wisdom, 576. Inspirational get up and go, 653. Personal gain, 688. Become who you are, 781. You are stronger than you think, 934. Best face forward, 1017. Personal strength and personal mindset were obviously from your original keyword phrases too as well. So as you can see, we came up with 17 really amazing keyword phrases between the ones that you had actually put in your original listing and obviously the ones that I'm suggesting now through this exercise. And I really hope that in using these particular keyword phrases, they're going to get your design ranking higher and hopefully more people will see it and more people will buy it. Now, in terms of a new suggested title, I'm suggesting the following. Meaningful, finding strength in oneself quote. Okay, again, we're adding more keywords to the title. It is relevant, they are pertinent, and again, it will help the Redbubble algorithm to rank your design for this particular combination of keywords as well. Now, in terms of a new suggested description, I'm suggesting the following. You are stronger than you think. Okay, that's the text from design. That should be the first thing that you put in any text related design. This way, it can actually help you in Google search ranking as well. Here is an inspirational get up and go quotation that makes a wonderful daily incantation for you, a friend, or a loved one. This motivational quote is a meaningful piece of advice for people of all ages. Whether on a pillow, a lovely framed art print, or a comforter, this design makes a great gift any day of the year. Okay, and as I stated earlier with the previous seller, as you can see, I'm actually trying to psychologically lead my customer, or rather the customer in this particular situation, to consider, hey, if they was looking for a motivational quote to go on a sticker or on a t-shirt, I wouldn't have considered putting it on a pillowcase, maybe in a gym or in a training session. Or if the person is a psychiatrist or a teacher or a counselor, maybe they might want to put this on a pillow in their office or anywhere where maybe patients, customers, or what have you would come in and appreciate the motivational boost. Okay, a lovely framed art print. That could also be something that they could put on the wall in an office or anywhere. And or a comforter. Yeah, why not? Maybe somebody would like that daily affirmation that they want to wake up to or maybe perhaps go to sleep and sing. And at the same time, if you notice, a pillow, a frame, a comforter, all of these are actually high ticket items that if purchased, you are going to garnish more of a profit margin than if they were purchasing a sticker or a t-shirt. So again, you want to try and lead your customer to actually considering the high ticket items. That's how you try and gain more of a profit margin, more sales, so that you can lead them to where you want them to go. So I really hope that you found value in this. I hope that you're going to utilize these keyword phrases, the new title and the new description, so that obviously this design will rank higher in Redbubble search and hopefully make you more sales, which obviously would lead to more profits. So there you have it, everybody. We looked at two really great looking text related designs. We analyzed the tags, the title, and the description, and we came up with some really interesting long tail keyword phrases to help boost the ranking of each design in the Redbubble search, so that we could increase the potential of having customers find those designs in Redbubble search, and thus hopefully increase the potential for making sales. So I really hope you found value in today's episode. If you did, please don't forget to smash that like button, drop me a comment down below. And hey, if you are having any difficulties with anything related to print on demand and would like for me to cover an episode on it to help you and support you accordingly, then let me know in the comments. Or alternatively, you can visit my website, printondemandhustle.com. Click on the contact page and drop me an email through my website. I'd be more than happy to help and obviously to support you accordingly with the growth and development of your print-on-demand business. But for today, as always, that's all I've got. So be well, be safe, be creative. Bye for now.